For all of you that feel like you're just struggling with sin so much and you just can't break away from it, I need you guys to listen to this video. So, God has the power to snap his fingers and cut out every sinful temptation, every sinful struggle out of your life right now on the spot, but he hasn't. So, you can ask yourself now, why has God not taken this out of my life if it's so bad, if it's so terrible? You have to now be like, okay, God must be teaching me something. It's not just about the surface level actions. It's about my heart. It's about my surrender. And it's about me distrusting myself and trusting him, because God knows the byproduct of trusting him and trusting your identity in him, and now your old identity, a part of the seed of Adam, is going to be a byproduct in your actions naturally. It's all about your perspective. You could look at your struggle and think, I need to fix this, that, and the other, and put all of your attention towards that. And you may do good for a little bit, but you're ultimately always going to keep struggling. But what you could do is change your perspective to the idea of, all right, God could remove this right now, but he hasn't. So let me embrace my weakness, because when I am weak, I am strong. Let me accept that, oh, all I do is struggle. All I do is fail. That's why I need God. So let me stop trying to fix this myself. Let me stop trying to focus on how I can do better. And let me focus on how well Jesus did for me. So now that belief can be a byproduct in my life. You can't stop trusting yourself until you see the data of your constant failures over and over and over again. Naturally, as human beings, all we do is care about ourselves. We're prideful, and we always want to think that we're right. So imagine already, we still struggle now, and we struggle to trust God. What would happen if God just removed all the struggles from our lives? We would be even more self-righteous, more judgmental, and ultimately not rely on God. We rely on ourselves and just throw him on top of it. And that's what a lot of people do to this day. But if we could just realize, oh, I can't do anything right. Even when I think I'm doing something right, I'm still falling short. Let me stop trusting myself, because look what's happened in my life. Let me start trusting God and resting in what God says I am, and have faith that even though right now I may be struggling and I might not feel righteous, I might not feel perfect, let me walk by faith and not by sight, 2 Corinthians 5:7, and let me trust that if I just start resting in what God promises he already made me, slowly but surely, that's going to start leaking out into my life. You have to stop looking at things from the surface level, and it's very hard to do that in this day and age because there's so many churches out there preaching actions, 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 lordship, salvation, and you better do this and you better do that, and then you're good with Jesus and then he'll save you. No, you guys need to understand it's not about the outward. It's about distrusting the old nature, distrusting yourself and trusting your new nature and trusting God, and the byproduct of trusting in your righteous, perfected nature is going to naturally be a change in your actions. So the more I learn to stop trusting my old nature, the more I'll learn to trust my new nature that God gave me, and everything else is going to level up from there. But the big question is, can I have faith in what God says that he already made me? People that have learned they can't trust themselves are people that have learned how to love, how to serve, how to forgive, and how to see people all the same, because they realize the type of evil, disgusting person they are and were without Christ. So this very truth is the gateway to having real fruits, not just these cool, actionable fruits on the outside to flex that you're a good Christian, but type of fruits that speak to people's hearts, transform people, point people to Jesus, and ultimately save souls and change people's lives.